the planets for the week of September 17th, 2018. I'm Armand Diaz, back on Long Island.
And I'm Margaret Gray, still in Dublin. So here we are online again, Armand. Gosh, it was such fun to work together actually in the same place. So we absolutely need to do more of it. I think you need to come over this side of the Atlantic.
I'd like to be over there in the general neighborhood. Yes, definitely.
So what do you think about this coming week?
Communication is key. That's the first thing I would say, because Mercury is very busy this week. And so communication is key, not perhaps always that easy.
Well, also, I think we really forget how important communication is in all our relationships. And I think in this day and age where we're a lot on social media, we're a lot on our phones and so on, that actually, the space of like even a day can seem like a week because we interact so rapidly. And with the way the transits are at the moment and with all the aspects to Mercury, I would say do kind of notice how quick or slow your communication is, and do think about even just sending a little emoji or whatever to maintain those links with people in your life. Very, very important. But before we go on to even more about communication with Mercury, Mars is squaring Uranus on Tuesday. What's your sense of this aspect in relationships on Mars?
Well, I mean, it's not the most relationship-oriented aspect. I mean, Mars has a lot to do with passion and sexuality. Uranus is going to have a lot to do with, especially in Taurus, has a lot to do with the need for freedom. I would guess that in terms of relationship, there's a little bit of an echo of last week's Venus-Uranus opposition, because there is a sense of like, where do we have commitment? Where do we need freedom? And I'm really getting the sense with both of these aspects over these last couple of weeks that it may have to do with sexuality more than anything else in relationship. I do want to point out that this is the third, because Mars retrograded, this is the third in the series. So whatever comes up in relationship, you may want to relate it back to either the first week in August or the middle of September. No, don't do that. This is the middle of September. The first week in August or the middle of May. That's when the aspect first happened. So for some of us, dramas that began at that time might reach resolution now.
Good point, Armand. And also I was thinking that maybe something that started, a seed that was planted at that time, may kind of, have another stage in it now. So something unexpected. Also look out for surprises always when Uranus is involved. So really just, expect the unexpected. There could also be some lovely surprises. Maybe somebody, coming into our lives that we haven't seen for a long time, some new connections that might be quite important going forward. So there could be something that could be quite exciting, maybe an opportunity to travel. And of course, to mention that you're going to be traveling in California, aren't you? Where are you stopping to do your talks?
I'll be in San Diego. Well, I will have already been in San Diego when this video airs, but on the 20th, I will be in Los Angeles. And then going on to the following weekend, I'll be in Sacramento. And then at the end of the month, I will be in San Francisco. You can catch that on armanddiaz.com, and I guess we'll put a little note of that up on our blog page as well.
Yes, because the San Francisco one is going to be on relationships. So look out, everyone. I'm so jealous. I'd love to be there in the sunshine. So enjoy. That sounds fabulous. Now, on Thursday, we've got the Sun in Virgo conjunct Mercury in Virgo. So that's really probably a very good day to kind of do some analysis. Think about what's going on in relationships. What would you like to say to the people in your life? What are your thoughts? Where are your thoughts going? And of course, with Virgo, and maybe because I have Virgo ascendant, I love lists. So you can always draw up a list of pros and cons of things in a relationship. Maybe that, we all have things we could improve or do better in relationships, or things that aren't working. How do we want to tweak them? That's an excellent day for it.
It's a great idea for you to make up a list of things that you want to do differently, and maybe things that could be different in the relationship. Try to avoid making up a list of things your partner could do differently.
Yes, our family members, our friends. It's very tempting to do that.
Armand said you should do all this.
Yes. Yes, we'll try our best not to do that. Now, of course, on Friday, Mercury enters Libra. So that's got a very different feel to it, except that the first aspect it makes is an opposition to Chiron. So although once it moves past that opposition, then I think it's absolutely wonderful for communication because it has that sense of balance, that sense of diplomacy, and really that ability to also see somebody else's perspective. But initially, when it goes into Libra, it might feel a little painful. So maybe memories might come up to do with relationships because it's Libra. So to just be aware of that, a couple of days, the Thursday, the Friday, and the Saturday, those issues may come to the fore.
Well, as soon as the sun gets into Libra, that's the next thing that happens, and the sun is going to repeat that. What I see there is that same theme of the Mars Uranus and the Venus Uranus. I see it's a little different flavor, but it's that same me and what I need and freedom and what's important for me, and then us as the relationship and the dynamic that goes there.
Well, it's really that juggling of doing things just for ourselves and also compromise. I think Libra reminds us always that there are two people in any relationship, whether it's with family member, friends, or significant other, and where can we go to compromise so it doesn't go too far the other way, but equally we're not just totally in ourselves and me, myself, and I. So how to find that pivot point on the seesaw, isn't it, where we're children, two children on each side, and then somehow keeping that balance in the middle. So that's really important towards the weekend, to find that point of balance and to be aware of that in how we communicate and how we are with each other.
It is. I think sometimes maybe, I'm always cautioning people against giving up too much in compromise. My classic example is, you like to ski, I don't like to ski, I like to dance, you don't like to dance. And so we both watch TV. Because it's the least common denominator. You don't want that type of compromise. You want the kind of, okay, well, you'll go skiing now, I'll go dancing now, and that's the way you work. Or maybe it's not finding the point of balance. Maybe it is just keeping the seesaw from going too far to either extreme, but keeping it moving and rocking.
Really what you're talking about, Armand, is for everybody to remain the individual they are, and then to meet in places where there's a connection, where you can both mutually enjoy something together rather than sacrifice something on behalf of somebody else. And that's really always the Virgo Pisces dynamic, which we talked about with the Virgo new moon. So to keep that in mind this week, because it continues with the Libra energy.
Yeah.
So when is a good time, do you think, to go and have fun?
Anytime is a good time to go and have fun. But the weekend, the moon will be waxing. I mean, the Chiron aspects could be a little bit, how do you say, ouchy. But I mean, I feel that there'll probably be, we also have the moon in Aries, and we're coming to the moon in Aries. We have the moon in Pisces. It looks like a pretty good time. I would maybe be a little cautious about Tuesday early in the week when we have the Mars Uranus aspect. I feel that's a little volatility is part of that picture. But other than that, I think it's a pretty good week. There's pretty good stuff this week.
So deep breaths early part of the week, and then enjoy the rest of the week, and just be aware that we might all be feeling a little sensitive with those Chiron aspects. So to go gently with ourselves and with each other and have some fun. And we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.